So I want to say I had a season in my life where I was determined to have friends. I was determined to have community. I was determined to have a relationship. When you live in a situation where someone constantly telling you what you should think, what you should eat, what you should wear, what people think about you, what you think about you, even what I think about me, you will know what I think about me. Yes, people think they know what you think about you. There's peace in being alone with just you and God. And I realized that that has become a hard thing, a hard pill for people to swallow, and having that one-on-one time with just you and him. He's able to cultivate the version of you that you are supposed to be with no distraction. Being alone sometimes means that you have to be in a place where you only hear God's voice. Hey y'all, it's your little big sis CJ Renee. We're back with another episode of the Thriving House. Y'all, it's been a crazy journey. I feel like the more I get to read my word, the more I get to have this mirror held up to me, and I'm seeing all these things that God just wants to get rid of. And there's some things that I already possess that God just wants to perfect. Am I the only one? I don't know. But y'all, we're still in a detachment series, so let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. I'm reading from Hebrews 13, verse 5 through 9. And of course, I'm reading in the New Living Translation. What other version is there, right? I mean, but there are other versions. So you're more than welcome to reading in whatever version you see fit. And I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Don't love money. Be satisfied with what you have. For God said, I will never fail you. I will never abandon you. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. So I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me? Remember your leaders who taught you the word of God. Think of all the good that has come from their lives and follow the example of their faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So do not be attracted by strange new ideas. Your strength comes from God's grace, not from rules about food, which don't help those who follow them. I have a testimony I just want to share with y'all. I had a moment in my life, not even a moment, I want to say a season, because seasons in spirituality can be very long. So I want to say I had a season in my life where I was determined to have friends. I was determined to have community. I was determined to have a relationship with a lover. Several times this desire caused me to be in situationships that were life and death, situationships that were problematic, situationships that drove me to do things I would never have done in my own right mind. And I feel like with this came the realization that there's peace in being alone with just you and God. And I realized that that has become a hard thing, a hard pill for people to swallow, because people have a fear of being alone. It's crazy because in this day and age, this current season that we're all in, I'm realizing that there's more likelihood of not than not of people, women of God, men of God, who are just alone. They're not in a group of people, friends. They're not with a lover. They're just them and God. Because God finds solace in having that one-on-one time with just you and him. He's able to cultivate the version of you that you are supposed to be with no distractions, with no other parties telling you otherwise, right? He's allowed to make you exactly what it is that you're supposed to be. You're able to see more of yourself when someone is not telling you, oh no, it's not a big deal. Oh no, it's okay. They put thoughts in your mind to make you feel like there's a problem. I'll never forget when I first moved home. I think that was the best peaceful moment of my mind. At first it felt very hectic. I felt like I need to get out of this. I can't do this. But as time went on, I realized there was peace in my thought process. Like my thoughts were only mine, and there was no one else's thoughts being input into my head. When you live in a situation where there's someone constantly telling you what you should think, what you should eat, what you should wear, what people think about you, what you think about you, even what I think about me, you will know what I think about me. Yes, people think they know what you think about you. And you sit there and you deal with that 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, upon multiple years. You don't have your own thoughts. You can't even hear from God clearly. So at this time, I'm realizing that detaching from the fear of being alone causes more peace than anything else. Because, yeah, I might not have a whole full group of friends. I might not even have any friends at all, which I don't. I really don't have any friends at all. And that's okay. It is the best thing I've ever experienced in my life. Because I don't got to worry about what you think. I don't got to worry about the he said, she said. I don't got to worry about what you feel like I should be feeling. I don't got to worry about where you're at and where I'm at and how you think I'm better than you. I don't got to worry about none of that. All I got to worry about is the life that I'm supposed to have in God. All I got to worry about is who God is calling me to be. And when God is calling you to be in a certain area, anytime you step outside of the will of God, anytime you step outside of His will, you'll know. You will know. I took this job interview the other day. The job interview was for 10 a.m. I get there at 10 a.m. No, actually, I got there at 20 minutes before. And I got in the building 15 minutes before. I sat down 10 minutes before. And the person still was not there yet. 20 minutes after, the person still wasn't there yet. And I'm realizing I should probably leave. Because this is crazy. 20 minutes after the time you set for me to be here, you're not even in the building. This is your job. This is what you do. Anyway, I go on and I still continue to wait because I'm just giving the person the ability to get there, whatever. Everybody runs late. Things happen. You never know. It turns out the man wants me to interview with somebody that's way, way younger than me. And his interviewing questions piss me off. But that's not the point. The point is, I realized this job was outside of the will of God. As a matter of fact, before I even left my house, I prayed that exact prayer. God, this is not your will. Don't let it go right. And that's exactly what God did. He destroyed that interview. So much so that, was it even an interview? Or did I just stop by to talk to some people for a bit? Because literally, that's what it became. Confusion and conversation. That's it. And I went by my day. Like nothing ever happened, because the relationship I have with God now, when things don't go right, I know this was outside of the will of God. And I'm all right. I'm all right when things don't go right because it's outside of the will of God. I want to be in His will. I want to have that relationship with Him. And so being alone sometimes means that you have to be in a place where you only hear God's voice. Being alone sometimes means it gives you the opportunity to lessen the distractions from being able to completely become who God has called you to be. Sometimes being alone simply just means having peace for a season, because God is preparing you for a season that peace is going to be scarce. And that's scary. You so caught up in wanting to be here, be there, be connected to this person, be over. Sometimes God is just saying, sit down for a minute, because I'm about to throw a bunch of stuff at you. And you got to be prepared for that. But you have to have a solid foundation. Detach from being fearful of being alone, because God is in that space with you. So technically, are you really even alone? I mean, let's think about it. Are you really even alone when you have the Father there providing for you? Are you really ever alone when He's talking with you? Are you really ever alone when He's telling you how to correct these things? Are you really ever alone? He's always there protecting and guiding you. This is a season to allow yourself to be in a space where it's just you and God. Because the next level, friends, is going to be so crazy. It's going to be Elvis stimulating. And you're going to wish you had taken this time. Detach from being alone. Anyway, y'all, this is your little bit sis CJ Renee, and this has been another episode of the Thriving House. Y'all be well. Be well. Bye.